The most dangerous word in the spiritual life isn't no, it's later. It was late, too late. The 10 young women had all been invited to a wedding, a joyous, sacred occasion. They each carried lamps, waiting to meet the groom when he arrived. But the night stretched on, and the groom was delayed. One by one, the girls dozed off, lamps flickering in the darkness. Then, at midnight, a sudden cry pierced the silence. "Here is the bridegroom. Come out to meet him." Startled, they woke. The 5 who had brought extra oil quickly trimmed their lamps and lit the way. The other 5 fumbled. Their lamps were going out. Panicked, they turned to the prepared ones. "Give us some of your oil. There's not enough for both of us," they replied. So the 5 unprepared women ran off into the night to find oil sellers, and while they were gone, the bridegroom came. The procession entered the house. The door was shut. When the 5 returned, breathless and holding fresh oil, they knocked. "Lord, Lord, open the door." But he replied, "Truly, I do not know you." The delay had dulled their urgency. The invitation was real. The door was open, but they assumed they had time. "We love later. I'll reach out to him. Tomorrow I'll forgive when I'm ready. I'll start praying more when life slows down. I'll say I love you next time." But in our pursuit of the perfect moment, we miss the present invitation. Jesus doesn't say, "You weren't invited." He says, "You weren't ready." The tragedy isn't rejection, it's mistiming. Marcus had a younger brother, Leon. They were close as kids. Then came arguments, growing apart, years of silence. Marcus always thought, "I'll text him next week. I'll invite him for Christmas this year. I'll say I'm sorry when it's not so awkward." Then, a drunk driver ran a red light. Marcus stood at the funeral with trembling hands, reading words Leon would never hear. Later, had become never. The oil wasn't something they could borrow. Preparedness is personal. Your spiritual depth, your integrity, your readiness, these aren't things someone else can give you in a pinch. They're things you grow in the invisible hours. The 5 wise women didn't know when the groom was coming, they just stayed ready. Jesus isn't trying to scare us, he's inviting us to live awake. Not frantic, not afraid, but ready. It sounds like this: "God, I know you're real. I know I need to make a change. But just not today." It's the prayer of delay, not defiance. And yet, it can be more spiritually dangerous than rebellion because it lulls us into spiritual sleep while life races forward. If you hear his voice today, don't wait. Write the letter. Make the call. Start the quiet habit. Answer the invitation. Jesus isn't far off in some distant future. He's at the door. And the oil in your lamp is for this moment. Discussion questions. What's something you've been putting off that you know God is nudging you to? Why do you think later feels safer than no? How can you begin storing oil in the quiet, unseen moments of life? What would it look like to live with readiness, not panic or pressure, but peace and purpose?